Let's bring in our next guest, Tanya Nichols. Hello, Tanya. How are you?
Good.
You've lived here your whole life. You remember when they put in the mall?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
That was a pretty big deal.
Yes. I was very young, but I do.
Right.
I do.
So you've been visiting downtown for many, many years.
I have. That's where, when I was a child, I used to go do my school shopping there with my mom. We'd go to the J.C. Penney's and get, a new dress and new underwear.
Nice. Nice. Now, you're a local author.
Yes.
Okay. And your book is called The Barber's Wife.
Yes, it is.
Let's talk about the book and how you came to write it.
The book takes place in the 1930s in rural Oklahoma in the Cookson Hills. And the main character, Mamie Holloway, is a nurse. And she's married to the town barber. I got the idea from my grandparents. My grandmother was a nurse in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and my grandfather was a town barber. And they would tell stories about their friendship with Pretty Boy Floyd when I was a child.
The criminal.
The outlaw. The
bank robber.
The bank robber.
Right.
And he was an outlaw. He was a wanted man, and yet the people of Oklahoma and a lot of the territory in the surrounding area, they loved him.
Because he was what, Robin Hood?
He was. He was called the Sagebrush Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before computers, so sometimes when he would rob a bank, this was when the banks were, destroying people, so he would tear up mortgages. And if he did take you hostage, he would probably give you a little cash for your trouble.
No
if you
kidding.
did give him a meal, he'd leave you some money on the table.
How is it that your grandparents were acquainted with him?
My grandfather used to cut his hair and give him a shave every now and again.
And your grandmother, the nurse, would she patch him up after a gunfight?
She never did,
Okay.
but she patched up other people, but she never patched up Pretty Boy Floyd. The woman in this story does, but I mean, as far as being a nurse in Oklahoma, that's about as far as the resemblance.
So did you go back to Oklahoma and research this stuff, or is this straight from stories that your grandmother had told you?
I did. I went and spent some time in Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
How big is Tahlequah?
Not very big. There's not a whole lot there, but there is a university there, and so I spent a lot of time in the university library and in their archive room and talking to a lot of the townspeople and just driving around the roads and getting a lay of the land.
Mm-hmm. Was it fun to research?
It was a lot of fun. I just kept asking myself, why Oklahoma? I mean, couldn't I set a book in Tahiti? Or
Right. And what does your family think about this?
I think they like it. My brother, when he first read it, he came in the house and said, "We have to talk." And I was like, "What about?" Like, I was worried. And he was like, "Is that true? Are those stories true?" And I'm like, "No, I made it up. I mean, it's imagination." So he felt better, but when he thought like I knew something that...
Is there action in this novel?
Yes, there's a lot of action.
Like bank robbing action, or
There's
on the lam action?
Yes,
Yeah?
there is. There's violence, bloodshed, death, loss, sex, all the things,
Stuff that makes a good book
Right.
good, right?
Right.
Now, is this your first book you've written?
It's the first book I've published, not the first one I've written.
What other types of books have you written?
They seem to not.
This is very different. But they always seem to feature a strong female woman in the, as the protagonist. Don't know why, but maybe I want.
So this book was picked up.
It was.
Okay.
It was
And how exciting of a moment was that when you realized that you were going to get published?
I couldn't believe it was real. I had to ask a couple of friends, is this real? Would you check out this press? Are they,
To make sure they're reputable.
Right. I
publisher?
thought somebody was like, this can't be true.
Yeah, one of these guys trying to take advantage of a
Right.
poor author.
I
Right?
know. I was like, and so, they just kept saying, did they ask you for money? And I said, no. I said, then it's real. But I made them and I made my son-in-law research the press, and he's like, no, they're real.
What, Tanya, that's really good advice for authors, musicians. If people are coming to you and asking you for money up front,
then it's probably not a good idea.
It's probably a better deal for them than for you.
Right. You shouldn't pay them money. They should pay you money.
That's right.
That's how it's supposed to work.
That's right. So the book, where is it for sale on the shelves of bookstores now, or?
In Fresno, it's in. Of course, it's available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, online, but it's available locally. It's at Peeves downtown, in their market. It's in the Clovis Book Barn, and
All Things Fresno?
All Things Fresno.
Yeah.
Kennel Bookstore at Fresno State has it,
Awesome.
which is about it.
Well, you know what? Is there gonna be a sequel to The Barber's Wife?
I keep being asked that question, especially by people who read it. Like, so what's next? Are you going to write more about these characters?
Al Capone?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have to tell you, I really liked researching the outlaws of the day. That was a lot of fun. But I don't know if there'll be a sequel. Certainly there will be more books, but I don't know if there'll be a sequel.
Local author Tanya Nichols, it's always good to talk to you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to start the book. I have it at my house. I'm ready for it. I just got to get finished with the one I'm in right now.
Well, I hope you like it.
I'm pretty sure I will.
Oh, and it's available on your website.
Oh, it is available on CentralValleyTalk.com also. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back on The Buzz. Stick around.